Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I'm that slave that you want some dude to kill for whatever reason, and then when I agree to it, you all of a sudden get mad? Question mark? Juby
And I am the Demon Lord, Sobroni.
Oh, I'm very, very, very
Now I'm
like,
mad. Mine is very simple, and yours is a little
yeah.
extra. All
You're right.
right,
I
next
had a
week.
little, yeah. I just put a little bit of effort into it.
Yeah, all right.
You
Next
get
week I'm
better
gonna
the
get
next time.
wild. Look forward to it. Next week's is gonna be wild.
You literally just said it. You just said, "I am Demon Lord." So I was just like, "Oh, okay." Welcome back to they don't all have to be bangers.
Exactly. Listen, that's why we do
They
this.
don't,
So you got to expect the unexpected. All right. If they were all bangers, they wouldn't. None of them would be bangers.
right, except for mine because they always are. Welcome back to the Waifu Wars podcast, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your wife because not your waifu, excuse me, because she's trash. Your wife is a great
Why are you
person.
always hating on people's wives?
not your wife, not that bitch, Hillary. I just said a random name, Hillary.
Damn, you're getting political.
Shout out to all the wives. Shout out to all the wives named Hillary.
You know, there's only one Hillary in the world.
That is false. No, you're right. You're right. Hillary Duff. I hope she's having a great day.
Yeah. Shout out to Hillary Duff.
Right. Literally an icon, an ally. And maybe she likes anime, probably not. But
I hope I see
how
her
you
anime
doing, Ron?
NYC. I'm doing good. How
What
are
are you
you doing,
doing?
Drew?
Yeah. I'm about to be sick. I can feel it coming on. I'm like even now that I'm talking to you, I'm like sweating like a dog. I don't go downstairs and look at my thermometer and say like, oh, we're back at 80 degrees. So my niece and nephew came over to spend the weekend. For some wild reason, she was like, let's turn up to 82 degrees.
Why? I
I
would literally just
I
die.
I think that was the case. At this point, I think she was just trying to murder us all. But yeah, needless to say, I turned it down. But yeah, I'm sweaty. My voice is slowly starting to fade a bit. I definitely was like, "Oh my god, I need energy" before we started this, which is why I made some tea, which I did not even drink. That's how it normally happens. I make tea because I'm like, "Oh my god, I need energy for the podcast." I take like 3 sips and then I don't even touch the tea again. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. I'm I'm sick. Oh, I forgot you're straight. You wouldn't know that reference.
No, sorry, you lost
Um,
me.
yep. I'm
Podcast
just
over.
saying. Right. Well, thank you guys so much. Emily, take it away. All right. Let's get started with our new segment this week in anime. Um, According to IGN.com, Cowboy Bebop creator could not watch Netflix adaptation. Uh, Shinichiro Watanabe. Yeah, he was not a fan. He was not a fan at all. Apparently it was so bad he couldn't make it past the opening scene. Uh,
Damn.
a direct quote from him. It started with the scene in the casino, which made it very tough for me to continue, which
Wait,
understandable.
was it just because it was a scene in the casino, or was the scene that I've never seen? Is it that bad of a scene?
I mean,
Like,
it's probably like what
was it like frame one? He saw a slot machine. He was like, "I'm out."
well, first of all, it starts in a casino, which is like, yeah, that's not.
There was a casino episode of Cowboy Bebop.
I know there's a casino that starts there, but I feel like, which is what a lot of Hollywood shows do. It's like it's like we're here for the aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
not for what the actual anime stood for, but we want just the aesthetic, and then we'll just kind of just fill in what we think uh the Western audience would want to watch,
Yeah, like I've
and
always
that's
said, it's
and
impossible to
that's
do that in
usually
that
right,
show.
and that's how they tend to destroy most of adaptations, and apparently this is no
They
different.
were just filming on site at Atlantic City.
So yeah, so he went as far as to say, "I stopped there and saw only that opening scene. It was clearly not Cowboy Bebop, and I realized that point, if I wasn't involved, it would not be Cowboy Bebop. I felt that maybe I should have done this, although the value of the original anime is somehow far higher now."
So he takes the opposite approach. He's like, wow, this shit's so trash. My original's better. Whereas a lot of people would take the opposite side and be like, wow, this is so trash. It's like ruined the Cowboy Bebop.
No, yeah, which I feel like his way of thinking is
Yeah,
definitely
that's how
valid.
I tend to think. It's like you don't
Right.
don't let this hot garbage influence your opinion of Cowboy Bebop. If anything, it should raise your opinion of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, so they went. So apparently that Watanabe was brought on to be a consultant when they first started this project,
Hmm.
and then he, according to him, he read the original concept and provided his opinions, but he said that he wasn't sure that they'd be reflected in the final product. And I guess it wasn't. I'm just
Nope.
like, that's wild. I'm just like, damn, this was so bad that everyone shot on it. I thought it was like, I thought it was maybe there's some people hating because, people are just like, no, it must be the original or nothing at all. But damn, if the owner is shitting on it, that's, oof, you fucked up. When
Yeah,
the guy, when the creator just like, no. Couldn't get past the first scene.
I feel like if I ever wrote something or did something like that became a hit, I would never let it be adapted unless I had like really heavy creative control over it.
And that's fair. Like something like this, yeah. Absolutely. Whew. Oh, man, rough. It was just rough. Oh well, I definitely want to watch an episode though. That somehow it's made me want to watch an episode
I
just to see
don't.
how bad it is. I'm definitely gonna watch episode one. Um. All right. Yeah, I said what I had to say. Oni.
All right, I have some great news. Magical Girl Raising Project, after so many years, is getting a season 2. I'm so
Woo!
happy. Yes, the second novel in the series, Magical Girl Raising Project Restarto, is getting a anime adaptation. It was revealed during a stage reading on Sunday, which is I am so glad because this is one of my favorite white novel series, and I thought it had fallen off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen this anime, it's super bingeable. It is
Oh
very,
yeah.
very good. This is like one of the few, because I know so many people dismiss it because it's literally just Madoka. Like it is super hardcore Madoka style,
It
where it's
is. It
like
is very silly, Monica.
magical girls, but it's super cute. And then oh no, something goes wrong and it becomes very bloody and gory and dark. But it actually is one of the few ones that pulled it off really, really, really well.
Yeah, yeah. It's like just because it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to reinvent the wheel to create a
Hmm.
really solid anime, and I think this light series is a great example.
Yeah, if you like dark anime like Madoka, and that you should definitely watch it. It lives up to its dark reputation, and
Yeah,
Restart is actually my favorite of this. No, the third one is. I hope the third one gets animated.
but I keep forgetting which one's the second
The
one.
second one is when they get. Oh god, no one's gonna watch it because it's gonna be sick. It's the one where they get trapped in a video game. It's also really super super
Oh,
good, but
wait, that's not. Oh, wait, that's not the one with the genie, right? That's
no,
the
that's
second
the
one.
third one. That's
Okay,
why
yeah, that's yeah. I understand why that's the
that one will
favorite.
be wild. But no, this one is the one where they all get trapped in
This is
VR.
also good. This is
Yeah,
also good.
and it's super good. Imagine like a really dark SAO, I guess. But yeah, if you want like a dark series that has decent amount of action, really great characters, I don't think you even necessarily need to see the first anime to watch this one. I think that's one of the benefits of it because I feel like each chapter has like a different, like each book had a different cast. Like there's one plot line,
like,
but
mm-hmm.
yeah, there's one plot line, but there's usually a main cast for each novel that isn't the main cast from the first novel. They just like operate in the background and come through every once in a while, or like have some intersecting storylines.
Right. I would say it's kind of like you don't have to watch the first Higurashi series
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy the second one per se, but I will say watching the original definitely makes it a
Yeah,
lot
100 times
better.
better. Yeah, and you should watch the original because the original still holds up and it is still very, very, very good. So yes, I'm excited. We'll definitely covering it on the podcast when it comes out. I hope it comes out this year. This will be a great like fallish type show to cover. We hope it comes
Agreed.
around Halloween.
Yes, absolutely. And fuck Swim Swim.
Yes, love you, Swim Swim.
Fuck her. Woo. All right. So now that we're done with our news, it's time to start the weekly reviews, and we are going to start off with Vinland Saga, season 2, episode 3. Let's see. So I, for whatever reason, and I didn't watch like the first couple of like the first minute or two of the
Oh
show.
no, you missed the most important part of the show, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Basically, I think in their drunken stupor, they convince Omar to like, it's gonna make you a man, murder.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm just like, what?
Yeah, just kill someone.
No, anyone could kill someone. That doesn't make you a man. Oh my god! But yeah, they're dumb.
I wasn't expecting the what's his name, Fox, and I forget the other guy's name. I wasn't expecting them to be that evil. So that was a bit of a twist.
I thought they were just gonna be like
Fun, stupid guys.
I knew they were gonna do something devious, but like not just straight up. Let's make this dude a murderer.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be like clumsily evil, like more like, well, we're gonna try to kidnap the little, the prince, but it went wrong because we're so dumb. No, they're just straight up fucking serial killers.
Right. So they're like, who to kill? Who to kill? And of course, they set their eyes on Einar and Thorfinn because they're just lucky like that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Einar, he finally has his first meeting with the personal attendant. I forgot what her name is, or if she introduced herself. I forgot what the name was.
Cute slave girl.
So, I'm not calling her a slave girl, but
cute. I would just say cute girl, but there's like several cute girls.
Yeah, her disposition is actually really nice. She's like super nice to Einar, like right off the bat, which I'm just like, oh, she's gonna die.
Either she's gonna die or she's secretly evil. It's one of the two.
Yeah, for sure. And she's revealed to be the master's personal attendant, which I don't know why Oni was just like, haha, I knew she was his concubine.
Yeah. That's a euphemism for concubine.
You don't know that.
This is a medieval fantasy. I wasn't even really medieval fantasy. It's a medieval. This is...
Right, I was like...
It's even worse. It's a medieval real. So she's definitely his concubine.
Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not guaranteed.
Her name is Arnheid. I'm definitely going to call her Arnold several times while talking about her.
I'm going to call her Ari.
All right, yeah, let's go for Ari. If there's any language we suck at worse than Japanese, it's Norse.
Yeah, Norse, Germanic, all them languages. Nope. Definitely not my cup of tea. So yeah, they had their little moment, and then of course the bodyguards, or if you find out who they are, in relation to the master. They're basically bodyguards for hire. They get their own land, their own place to live, and if anyone tries some shit, you know, you can. Also, I'm really shocked that they didn't just straight up like. I wonder how that deal was brokered. Like, okay, you can have my plot of land. You just have to fight other people for me. I'm just gonna assume if these guys are so fucked up, they're cheating Omar or trying to get him to kill someone. I just assumed they would just kill the master of the estate and just take it for themselves.
Yeah, I'm not really too keen on how the whole hierarchy works, because that's how I think of with Thorfinn. I'm like, why isn't Thorfinn just killing literally everybody he sees? I guess I would not have lasted really well in the Middle Ages.
I mean, Thorfinn's just kind of mind broken at this point. So
yeah, I'm just saying he could easily just kill the master.
He could. He absolutely could. He could kill a lot of people.
I'm like viewing this as like a fucking Skyrim. Like I'm playing Skyrim. Like, well, if I don't like somebody, I can just kill them and like steal all their stuff, and there's no repercussion to it.
Right. Maybe it's because they're just like, okay, well, we don't know how to work this land, so we just killed him and took all his stuff.
They'd be like, all right, now how do we farm?
Right, like how do we live? Like that's great and all, but all the resources that we stole are going to run out. I guess they can just keep getting paid and just chill.
Yeah, it's just easier.
Yeah, sounds like a good deal. So yeah, they take Thorfinn and Einar to the little bodyguard place. Einar's reaction is so funny. Like, I feel like Einar is kind of growing on me just a little bit.
In a way, in a goofy way. He balances out Thorfinn out really well.
Right.
Because if this was just Thorfinn I was dealing with, and we had to deal with just him brooding and being emo the whole time, I would definitely not like this.
At all. So yeah, I'm glad, Einar is here. It only took his whole family getting slaughtered and his village being burned down.
Thank
again.
God. At least but at least he serves as a good counterbalance to Thorfinn. Because otherwise, I'd be upset and bored.
Period. So yeah, they're like, yeah, one of you are gonna have to die to him. And then Einar's like, oh, you gotta be fucked up. And he immediately just attacks also.
Which again, I appreciate. I told like, you ain't killing me, buddy. Not without a fight. Right.
I'm like, I know that's right. He actually gets points for that. And then Thorfinn's just watching it. You just see Thorfinn's like, is that all? You just need him to kill someone? Okay, I volunteer.
So I volunteer for tribute.
Like, they're like, huh? They're like, yeah, no, he can kill me. And then for some reason, Kitsune is like, wait, what? Listen here. Our specialty is killing people and violence, and we can't make money. People like you aren't scared.
Apparently, they are not aware of the existence of suicidal people in this world, which counteracts their entire business model, apparently. It's like, wait, you want to die? Nani, no! Everything is ruined.
I'm just like, you act like Thorfinn's will to live or lack thereof will somehow destroy like the whole economy.
Yeah, it affects the murder stock rate. It's like the murder stocks just plummet. Murders in free fall. Sell.
Oh my gosh, that's so... Yeah, I just didn't understand his reaction to Thorfinn just saying pick me. Like, he got really... Like, that triggered him somehow. And then he's like, no, fear death. Letting me cut you. First of all, if I'm getting cut, it's like... I'm still not fearing death. It's just like, ow, this really hurts. You're cutting me. I don't fear death, but like, this doesn't feel great.
I feel like I'd be more annoyed than scared at that point. I'm like, all right, dude, you're like really cutting me up, and it's like, I don't like
Right.
the feeling of bleeding, and you're ripping up my clothes, and I'm a slave, so I don't have any other clothes.
Right. Like you made this whole point when your little friend Olmar could have killed me. I'm really trying hard to not call him Olimar, by the way. Trying very
If
hard.
only we had Alamar here, he'd know what to do. He'd throw those Pikmin at
Yes,
the.
listen, the way I would throw the black Pinkman at him, and yeah, that would just like create a Pinkman sized hole inside of
That's
him.
the crossover we never knew we needed. The Pikmin Vinland Saga collab.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
In the Vinland Saga mobile game.
Oh, I got SSR depressed Thorfinn.
Oh, I got my SR Olimar from the crossover event. But yeah. So luckily, eventually at some point, this man with the black hair, who we learn is like the boss of the warriors, steps in. He's kind of inspired by Thorfinn not flinching from getting cut. Um, and then he's like, "Wait, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't kill him now!
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Wait
not
a
kill him."
second.
Right. Also, by the way, I'm like, you can't kill. Like, you're gonna get in trouble for killing slaves. Like, oh, never mind. I remember. Yeah, their thought process was, I mean, they are gonna get in trouble, but it won't be as bad because the son of the owner did it. So,
Yeah, to be like, oh, sorry, Dad, I killed a slave. Ha ha ha.
and he's gonna be like, "Damn it, son! I have to go get another." I'll probably be the end of that. Um. So yeah, yeah. The boss is like, "I'm not having it," and then he like punches the shit out of Kitsune.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey, the other dude, you two." He's just like, "Come,"
Line up.
Right.
I will say, I think, God, I'm gonna call him Olimar. Olimar is gonna end up joining Thorfinn and the other guy, Einar.
Yeah, because he's like,
He's
"I don't want to
definitely,
be a murderer."
yeah, he definitely had that big like, I'm a coward but I can be trained type of vibe. Like I think Thorfinn's gonna be like, I'll show you how to be a real proud warrior as opposed to a crazy murderer.
Right.
And plus, he wants to serve for Canute, so I'm sure Thorfinn's like, oh, actually, I know Canute. I can take you there, and he'll probably kill us both.
Wait, why would Canute kill them? Well, I forget how. I read season 1.
Oh, it ended with Thorfinn attacking Canute.
Oh,
After Canute
well,
became king of the Danes.
was he just so upset over?
No, because what's his name? Cool guy, Asklad,
Yeah.
killed the previous king, and then Canute killed Asklad, and then Thorfinn was like, "No, I wanted to kill him to get revenge for him killing my father." It was like a revenge,
Oh, right. And he's like, "You
revenge
killed him.
circle.
Since you killed him, I have to kill you." Right.
Yeah, like a love triangle, but with
Right.
revenge.
And then it failed horribly
Yeah.
because, yeah. And he's like, "No, I can't kill the king." Oh my god! I was not gonna just be like, "Yeah."
Time
I
to
was
kill
not
the
gonna be like,
king.
"Yes, this is my new journey." What are we gonna do? We're gonna kill Canute again.
Yeah, they all leave the farm, and then Einar's like, "Where are we going, Thorfinn?" You're like, "To kill the king. Let's go."
Oh god. Yeah, let's hope not.
Mm.
All right. Up next, we have Bofuri season 2, episode 3. Um. All right, so let's just get the elephant out of the room. No, let's address the pink elephant in the room.
Mm.
Man. So my question is, for such like, because I thought Bofuri was like, we can all agree Bofuri was popular, right? Yes, popular.
Yes. Mm.
Season 1. Okay, okay.
I mean, well, defined. It
So
wasn't like a mega popular super hit anime, but it was more popular than most anime.
right. So my question is, did we run out of money at this episode?
So here's my thing.
That's
I'm
my
gonna
question.
defend the CG. I'm gonna defend the CG because for one,
Mm.
it was only used for one fight, and this episode had like 5 or 6 fights, so I'll allow it. But also, I don't think you could have done that fight without CG because this isn't like UFO Table. They can't just like that whole fight had like rotating camera angles and cinematography and shit. I'm like, yeah,
But you didn't have to do all that. You
it
didn't
would have
have
it would
to.
have looked really bad if it wasn't like because it was like a circular room. If they didn't do that whole rotating perspective thing, it would literally just be like a flat. You would just have Sally running out a book and stabbing it or whatever. It'd be super lame.
Oh,
Like you
I
need to
mean,
actually show the perspective and like it rotating around and all that stuff.
I think they could have done less. I think they could have done less with
I
the
think it
CG.
was fine. At least it was different. I don't think it was a budget thing, but if you are gonna do CG because of budget, at least make it look good. Like make it an interesting use of CG, and I think it was an interesting
Like,
use of
bro,
CG.
make it look good. Yes, you should tell them that. Make it look good. They did not make it look good. It was
It
passable. It was bare. It was bare. Like it was like a girl. This is like a C minus.
I think we're just spoiled by like UFO Table. It's like, oh yes, and like Mappa and Madhouse or whatever. Like, yes, it wasn't as good as the Mappa CGI, but and yeah, it didn't look great. But again,
I don't know. I feel like there were other scenes within either season 1 or 2 where they did use CG, but they
there
weren't
are,
like
but those were like really simple. Like, oh,
right. It's
here's
like that.
one
Like yeah,
frame of
very simple.
CG. This was like
Right.
a
Like,
fight. Like they couldn't just do that.
and that's the problem. If you don't have it, I'm just like, ugh. I feel like with
Like
CG,
here are the choices.
unless you
Either
got
the
the money, unless you have the money for it, less is more. I just
unless
like
you
the
wanted them
whole
to like the only way I could other way I see them doing that is if they completely change the scene to just make it a joke scene where it's like Maple gets her power stolen and then Sally just like one shots the book or something. Because there's like I don't think you could actually do that scene without having the moving quote unquote camera. Because she's like running around in a circle around the book, around the pillars and stuff.
yeah, but the gag was the fight scene wasn't even that good. With the CGI, it wasn't even that good. Like I'm really don't I don't not really trying to hate Bofuri, but it's like you're like, oh, you're trying to make it passable scene with the CGI. But I'm like, but
I
it
didn't
wasn't
mind.
good.
I didn't mind it that much. I
It
think it was
wasn't
fine.
good.
I
It
think it was
wasn't
fine.
good. Not good. It was not worth it because all Sally did was like it was still kind of like, it was on the side of generic fantasy fight, which is just like I throw things, I'm Sally, I throw things, and eventually I win. The
Again,
end.
well, like again, they have like
Which is
5 or 6 fights this episode, so I will allow them to have one CG meh fight
yeah.
in their seven
um
fight gauntlet episode.
but like I don't know, like I'm trying to remember all the fights because
It
I
opened
feel
up
like
with what's her name? I always forget her name with the red hair.
Maple. Oh, me. No,
Yeah,
if it started with Maple with the I thought I was assuming the whole thing with even though it wasn't really a fight, it was just her like capturing
casting
people, but it was
fight.
like an act but it was an action scene.
It was her
Oh,
using the fire explosion spell.
so okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about her with the ghosts at the very beginning. I'm like that scene was better animated than
Oh yeah, where the two ghost things.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and Sally, it was just like a bunch of fire. Although
That was where the budget went
it
actually,
was
because
pretty,
that
yeah,
it was like
it
a
was actually
reference to I don't know if it was a Konosuba reference, but it felt like a Konosuba reference
right.
because it
It was
looked
actually
exactly like
pretty.
Megumin's explosion.
Yeah, it was pretty.
But yeah, that and then they went through the whole
I don't know why they did it though, because it's not like
four
that.
floors of the tower, 3 floors of the tower, or whatever.
And I don't know why they put so much budget into that scene because it's like literally a 5 seconds of her just throwing fire. The fire doesn't work, and then giant fireball, giant fire explosion, volcano explosion. I was like, but why? Like this, it just felt like a very quick fight cutscene almost.
Okay, you can't complain about them putting too much budget in some areas and then not enough budget in other
I'm
areas.
just saying, if you're going to make a long fight, that's CGI. But then you're like, oh, this literal minute of fighting, and we're going to put
Well,
all
the
our
minute
money.
the minute of fighting is a lot cheaper than like the 7-minute fight with a whatever the fuck book that copied Maple's ability.
Is it cheaper? Because it looked really expensive. That looked really expensive.
Imagine how expensive it would have been to animate a whole 7-minute fight between Sally and the book.
I don't think the book was. It was. That's probably like 3 minutes.
It felt pretty long.
The fights were.
That was the longest fight. That was the longest fight.
But it was like a still 3-minute fight. Like all the fights are usually pretty short. I would say maybe some of the ones towards the end were a little long on the longer side, quote unquote longer side.
Mm.
But long for Bofuri.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just saying. I was like, it's giving potential mismanaging the budget. But that's just me.
I think it's the opposite. I think they just didn't have any other choice, and they did the best of what they could do. And it wasn't that bad. It's not like my eyes were bleeding. I've seen worse CG.
I know. Just I am used to.
Yes, because you're watching Chainsaw
Man. Girl, can I finish my sentence? Yeah. I am used for a certain quality from Bofuri. And I just think this kind of dipped below from what I'm normally used to seeing. That's why it shocked me. I was like, oh, I'm not used to bad animation from this anime. That's why I got confused. Because it's usually good. That's the reason why I brought it up. Like if it was an anime that this is something I'm used to, I probably would have been like said something shady and bad animation and kept it moving. But I was like, oh, we're doing this for the whole scene, huh? Okay, wow. So yeah, that's just how I felt about it. But on the good side, they had like little cute interactions. It was funny when Sally and Maple were like, "Oh my god, it's been so long since we paired up together, and now we can do the thing." And I'm just like, but it doesn't feel too long because
I mean they were literally in the haunted house together.
They were house together, so I'm just like, yes, you guys stayed away for like, I guess like
a week,
right? Since the beginning of the episode, now you guys are back together for the end. I don't know. It's like you're saying you guys stayed away. It just didn't feel that way. Especially because no, they weren't in the cafe together. No, Sally was gone. It was, but that cafe moment was cute. Mm-hmm. It was me, Maple, Kasumi, and Federica. And yeah, they had, it was a very cute, conversation. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think that's basically all I have to say about it. Yeah, the fighting towards the end of the episode. Yeah, it was like, okay, so this is what I'm used to.
Yeah, I like the whole concept of them having to go through the battle tower, and like all the different floors with different monsters.
Yeah, it was
testing their different abilities.
Very different abilities.
And again, Maple keeps getting new forms literally every episode. She has a new machine god form now.
Yup. What did she get from the ghosts again?
She had like ghost hands.
Like,
or you talk about what? She didn't get it from the ghost.
That was Sally's item.
Yeah.
Did she get a new power from the ghost?
She did, but I forgot what it
was. I think it was like something like poltergeist.
Oh yeah, she can control like 7 objects or something.
Yeah, something like that. So yay! I can't wait till she's like moving whole houses or something.
And also, they found out a good way to stop her, which is just terrain damage. The next event is just gonna be like a fucking the floor is lava event or something.
The floor is lava event. Let's hope so. Because I would like to see her kind of struggle every now and then. Even though I would say this...
Well, she did struggle. It was just the fight you didn't like.
Exactly. Where they're just like, we sealed her abilities. Yay, she's just a broken tank now. All right, well, we'll see what happens next week. Up next, we have the Misfits Demon Lord Academy Season 2, Episode 4. I'm saying that all the top of my head because I didn't take any notes for this.
What a twist.
Oni and I just watched the episode yesterday. And what an episode it was. I kind of don't know what the fuck happened. All
I remember is the twist at the end. And now I feel like it should have been a twist because now I'm looking at the picture of the anime and I'm like, oh, this is clearly Misa on the front of the picture.
It does not look like
her face is the same. And I just never really paid attention to it.
No, she has like different lips.
She just has lipstick on.
Yeah, she
just has her goth mode activated. That's
right, exactly.
But her hair and face are the same.
And is it really Misa, or is it like, I don't know, some evil? I'm not even gonna. That's a rhetorical question. I don't care. I do not care. But yeah, let's see some sillier things that happened this episode. The whole fight between Anos and that other dude who's been like cheating this entire time. Or he's like, yeah, this is my ancient magic, and no one has gotten this far with me, and I'm gonna use it to crush you. And he's like, oh my god. And then Mao was like, oh my god, like ancient magic is like so 2,000 years ago, like no one's using this anymore.
He's like the hipster demon lord. He's like, 2,000 years ago, this is the magic that they use, and I mastered it. And Anos is just like, all right, cool story, bro. Here's modern magic.
And blew his ass away. That was funny. Yeah, apparently like this fairy king was just not having it. I don't know. I thought the fairy king was like not a good guy per se, but just like he could help them with answer the questions and stuff. But it's just like at some point, everyone's just like, no, he's evil? Question mark. Spiriting away everyone. That whole fight with Misa and the I don't know, the twink.
His name was
right. I'm Lay.
Yes, I was like Sid. I'm like, not Sid.
That's a good guess, though.
Yeah.
I mean, wrong anime. But yeah, that whole fight where Misa goes Super Saiyan. It wasn't. Yeah, that fight actually wasn't terrible.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't think it was great.
It wasn't great. I liked them. Liked them more than Bofuri.
Nah, I prefer the Bofuri fight actually.
Sure. Yeah, that was something. What else happened? That was because I feel like this episode was just like a shit happened thing. Like, oh yeah, the Fairy King ends up beating. Oh, so he thought he ended up stabbing me. So I said, "Oop." So we don't know. Maybe he stabbed Misa and then corrupted Misa into like a dark spirit.
Maybe
that's what they would do.
Either way, it's right. Some form of Misa that's evil. I will say, I think I think I've noticed what is kind of bothering me about this season.
Oh, what?
Compared
This
to the
could be
last seasons,
interesting.
is that there's not enough, like, I feel like there's too much plot going on, you know,
And none of it makes
and none
sense.
of it makes sense. But also, there's too, like, things are just happening, and it's like things are just happening to happen to happen to happen, and then
Yep.
like we went through like 6 different plot points this episode, and then in all of this, what's getting lost is I don't care about half these characters. So like we haven't seen any of the characters like actually have any good moments, like Misha or Sasha or any of them. What's our other the humans? The girl with the
Mm-hmm.
purple hair. We haven't seen her do anything. Like they're just there. They're not doing it. They are just on. They're literally just Anos's cheerleading group that's just following behind him at this point. They're no different than them. They're just there to like observe Anos doing shit.
Yeah, no, that's basically it.
Like they don't play an active role in the story at all.
And I don't know, I don't know, I liked last week's episode because even though it was none of it's good, but at least last episode was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny in its ridiculousness. This was more like a series of fights that, you know, kind of mirroring Bofuri in the sense it's like just a bunch of random fights that are just happening.
Except it made no sense and the fights were less interesting.
Yeah, for the most part, they were less interesting. Um, because we don't know what's going on. It's like this wolf spirit thing, and
Yeah, the wolf appearing is like, I'm the wolf spirit. All right, you may pass. To lay in.
that was so. I was like, what? I'm like, girl, it, just appear when Anos comes. You don't have to appear and just be like, I'm the wolf spirit. You may go. Like, that was so silly. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else that's that happened that's worth mentioning.
I feel like next week will be a big episode.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it not be. I feel like it will be. So we'll see.
We shall see. All right. Up next, we have Nagatoro Season 2, Episode 5, which is my episode of the week.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Yeah.
I refuse to give the same show episode of the week like 4 times.
I mean, honestly,
and this was equally as good, so I'm not gonna hold it back.
right. So this episode, they're still kind of having this weird thing about the name. Excuse me. But the opening scene is really cute. Good, they're just messing around with each other.
Mm.
Nagatoro keeps trying to like grab onto his sleeve, and he's like keeping his arm away until the point where they accidentally like hold hands. They don't just hold hands; they like interlock fingers, and all of Nagatoro's girlfriends come out of nowhere, and they're just like, "Oh, well, well, well."
Y'all fucking out here, huh?
This hold handing like a bunch of sluts. So yeah, that opening scene was really cute. And so and I said this during the live watch. It's Senpai's mom looking just like him for me. That actually upsets me. That actually upsets me. 'Cause I'm like, why? Just why? Like literally the same. Like that's just lazy design. I expect better from Nagatoro. I expect better.
I'm sorry.
Like
Are
literally,
children not allowed to look like their parents, Drew?
girl, they have the same haircut. It's a literal copy and paste, just a slightly different shade of brown. No, it literally looks like the cut is the exact same, down to the same strand of hair sticking out. No. Your hair does not look exactly like your mom's or your father's, and the same for myself. So dot dot dot. No, that was very. I don't know. It was just a little bit of laziness on their part. Like they literally could have gave her any haircut. It could have been literally anything else, and I would not. It could have been Nagatoro's haircut.
Imagine. That'd be a whole other issue. His mom just shows up and looks like an older Nagatoro. That would have been an interesting direction.
That would have been better than her just looking like the female version of him. That was so weird. But yeah, that aside, this is the episode where Nagatoro visits Senpai's home to take care of Senpai. It's very, very cute. I feel like we unlocked the final evolution of the noodle form.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the dark evolution, which is they're just Shadow Noodle Toro.
It's like Sakura from Heaven's Feel, but it's like Dark Sakura, but it's like Dark Nagatoro.
Exactly.
It's corrupted by the Grail Nagatoro.
Corrupted by the Grail Noodle Nagatoro. That was cute. I like that. I like that a lot. That scene where he's like having a fever dream and calls her by her name. Oh, that was. I think that's kind of what made episode of the week for me because I was just like, oh, that was a cute moment. That was really sweet. And she's like, oh my god, no, say it again. She's like asking him to say it again, like begging him, basically.
Say my name.
Say my name, say my name. But yeah, no, that was a really sweet scene. And she's like very cute. Like, I love the parts of Nagatoro where they show her softer, more feminine, less bitchy side. I like the balance for sure. Oh, what about you, Oni? What were your some favorite moments?
I just seeing Nagatoro in general, having her like I liked that it was like a flip of last week's episode of him going to see her and being all all uncomfortable around her. This time it's her turn to be uncomfortable around him. So just seeing that like flip and just having her being super shy and cute, and even at the end going in like close to him, only for his mother to show up and her to just like bounce. I thought she was gonna pull the same thing he did and like hide in the closet.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd just come out the way. Because first of all, I'd be like, so who the fuck are you, and why is there a girl I don't know in my house?
Why are you in my house?
Right, like most people would not react the way Senpai's mom did.
Well, that's why Senpai's mom is cool.
Yeah, well, certainly not that haircut.
She makes up for her haircut with her cool personality.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no. Overall, it was a very, very cute anime. Or cute, sorry, very cute episode this week.
There's also a cute anime, but yes.
Yes. All right, last but not least, we have Kyokou Suiri Season 2, Episode 4.
Which would have been my episode. And this is not the last show. Which would have been my episode.
Oh, shit. Oh, right. Oop. My bad.
You almost gave me like, oh, I'm like, wow, it really was a short week this week. So we get the conclusion of the Yuki Onna arc.
No, first of all, not Oni being right.
Yes, I was right. I was like, why did they have that one-off phone conversation? I'm like, it made no sense.
Because in my mind, I thought it'd be too simple because I'm just like, okay, that's the only girl that we know in the story. It can't be that. There was no way it could be that simple. And they were just like,
actually, it is that simple. So I wasn't expecting an Umineko level mystery of a 3-episode arc.
Me neither. But damn, I
There was
think
only so many suspects. I'm like, it's either him, Yuki Ono, or this random girl that we've never seen that he just called for 5 seconds.
uh,
I was half expecting them to just be like, oh, actually, she killed herself. She was just so crazy. She like
me
tripped
too.
and fell and
Me
shit.
too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Absolutely, that did not happen.
Mm.
Um, so I will say the reason why this was not my episode of the week is because, and don't get me wrong, I love the talking, love the dialogue, the banter.
Mm.
It just, it also kind of just, I don't know. I feel like the reveal was a little too soon for me, and then we just kind of like, and then we are just like decompressing from the revelation.
Yeah, they kind of revealed it early on, and then like the rest of the episode was them justifying why she knew it and why he's not a suspect. Although I do think it was really cool that they went into detail about well, you were so suspicious that you clearly weren't the person because you were just so
Right, that was
you were acting so dumb and giving him so much information
right.
that.
Right. There's no way he could just outright be the murderer. No one's
Mhm.
that. Um, and I will say they one thing I feel like not everyone's gonna appreciate this, but I feel like Kodoko was very. She made they made it very clear that she did the way she did to like kind of preserve his mental health to the best of her ability, or the
Mhm.
way she thought would help her the best. Because they kept saying stuff like, "Oh no, we needed him to stay on. We didn't want him to be too depressed." Like that was a constant like theme in the episode throughout the episode. They're just like, "Yeah, we did this, so like I don't know, he could have faith in humanity again."
Mhm.
Because because the news is gonna be pretty rough. Because it yet again someone that he thought was really close kind of betrayed him. Even though this time it's not like they were, you know, the culprit Nagisa. She wasn't really trying
Mhm.
to do anything too bad to him, but kind
Typical
of murdered.
yandere behavior, you know.
Yeah, right. Kind of murdered the ex-wife, bro.
I didn't mean for it to end up like this. I didn't know killing your wife would lead to such things.
Right. So that happened. And yeah, no, it was very they were very intentional with that.
Mhm.
The knowing that it's like, yeah, he's been through a lot. We need to let him down in a way that's, not gonna make him want to drink bleach.
Yeah. I'm
Even
glad
though
that
I
he.
Mhm.
I was
Go
gonna say I'm
ahead.
glad that they also got their like happy ending, and it wasn't too like
Right.
I want to say too more I guess morally like oh the moral of the lesson is humans and yokai can't live together. Separate you two. No, Kodako was just like nah, you're fine. You can fuck each other, have fun, live your life. Just
Right.
wear
And
protection.
the gag was she was like, she left the place telling Kuro, like, yeah, they're probably not gonna last, but it's like, why not? And even Muroi also kind of was thinking the same thing. He's
Mm,
like, yeah, this might not last forever for kind of obvious reasons. Like even if they got along forever and never, never, like he's
yeah.
still gonna, and she's not. But he admitted himself that's like, oh yeah, we have different values and the lifespan thing. But he's like, yeah, I'm just here for the ride as well. Just enjoy what we have now. So it's like very. I That's what I like the show. It's very intentional
Hmm.
with these themes, but they're not like you said, they're not steeped in morality. They're
Right.
just steeped in like what the situation
Yeah,
is.
it's just like an objective, logical look at the situation.
Right. Even though I'm just like, Kodako, I don't think you need to do all that. Just make sure you could, hear the truth. But
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you were in her spot, your the episode would have been like, it would have been half an episode arc. You'd been like, it was your coworker. She killed your wife to frame you because she loves you. Bye. I gotta go get dinner.
I'm. I will not confirm nor deny that. I mean, I feel like that's how most people would break it down. I
Yeah,
don't think you're gonna. I don't see you, you peppering, how someone, how someone like really loves you,
Yeah,
like
when a
loves you
woman loves a
all
man very, very much, sometimes she kills that man's ex-wife.
and sometimes she works with you. It's not just she killed your wife.
Yes. Play like a game of Clue and just have reveal be like, the murderer was Nagisa with a knife in the riverbank.
Excuse me, it was a hammer.
Sorry.
Also, yeah, I'm kind of glad like they were just like, oh yeah, the marker thing wasn't that strong. I was like, thank you for saying that
Yeah, oh
because
yeah.
I thought the same thing. I was just like, I'm like, in her death, she wrote it on her hand like Ma. Like, first of all, Ma can be like a billion things. So
Wait, I need to buy mushrooms.
not Ma.
Mushroom.
Wait, I need to 10 Mosh.
Yeah, if you ever see, if I die and you see writing on you see just MA on my hand, just assume it means Mosh.
Right. I was like, oh no. It's like, no, someone quick, get me his FGO account. He needs to do something with Mosh. Help.
We found we found Sobroni's dead body. On his hand he had the character NE and then RO. Do you know what this means?
Oh god. Yeah. It was it was an episode where they kind of wrap things up.
I hope we get to see Yuki Onna again.
That's what I was literally about to say. I hope we see them again. I like them as a couple. They're very fun. Excuse me. Okay. Now, is this last but not least?
Yes. No, this is last but not least.
Last but not least, you have Tunrize episode 4.
How could you forget your favorite tsundere rich girl?
Right. How could I forget? So Lise invites, or she was trying to invite Teen to stay with her for summer break, even though it definitely came out as like her doing an inspection. It was very fun. And then Fiend just randomly drops some info like, oh yeah, by the way, my mom pissed off some nobles. She's kind of on the run.
Oh, she's on the run for her life.
Lol.
You know how it is, parents.
And then I love now that like, when the prince is around Lise and she's trying to do something nice, the prince can kind of translate now.
Yeah, like he's got a new skill. He can read tsundere.
And then, oh my god, her being so excited for it, but then she, gets into tsundere mode. I was like, oh, this is so great. Yes, the tsundere of it all. So good. And then she's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I don't know if I should come. And she's like, oh, we got all the biggest seafood. Oh, yeah. And then we have the best meats. And she's like, yes.
Yes, I love food, actually.
Yeah, right. And then, I actually like that the girls' friendship definitely makes like really big progression this episode, where Fiend opens up about her mom, her relationship with her, and then they talk about Baal and his out of nowhere proposal of love,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. And apparently, according to Lise, Val is ready to give it all up.
Yeah, I'm like, that was quick.
I know. I was
I will
like,
renounce all my inheritance and everything I own to be with her. Like, dude, you just like met her.
I'm like, damn, is the pussy like that? Is it like that? Like, oh my gosh.
Especially since Lisa Lot's sisters aren't too bad, you know.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to fuck his cousins, and I can understand
Yeah,
that.
it's the Middle Ages, you know. It's a
Mm,
medieval fantasy, yeah.
I'm glad for the first time someone in this case is like, oh no, I don't want to have sex with the children, like the children of my uncle. I don't want to have sex with them or marry them or procreate with them. So I'm glad someone gets it. um. Also, and I feel like this is just in general though. Endo Endo's voice acting is really fun. I actually really liked it a lot. He just
Hmm.
has those moments where it does feel like he's with us, the audience, and he's just like, oh, like his reactions are very over the top.
Yeah, I like that he gets into it and he's like not as like he's when he's not doing the commentary, he's all stoic and like shy and normal anime
Right.
protag. When he's into it, he's like, oh yes, time to go full nerd mode.
Yeah, that's really cool. I actually like that a lot about Endo.
Hmm.
Um. Also, the twins are the twins are funny because they're very much just typical like preteens. Like they're over Fiend when Fiend is just saying, "Oh my god, this is beautiful," and they're like, "Oh, we get it. Everything's beautiful,"
Yeah.
but they're spoiled and rich,
Yeah.
so they're used to these kind of views. Especially when right after Lisa calls them for tea, and then the twins just book it.
Yeah. Later, I do like that this whole thing was basically just a the medieval rich girls version of just like a girls' night, like a girls' slumber party thing.
Basically,
Girls' night
uh,
out.
excuse me,
Girls' night out.
girls' night out. I wouldn't go that far, but
They
thinking
do
of
feel
girls,
sisterly though. I think Fine
yeah,
and Lisa do have a good sisterly relationship.
I agree. Um, speaking of family, you see this crazy figure punch through a wall, and apparently, you see a man who might be Lisa's dad, because she punches the wall. She sees a figure. She's like Otosan or something like that.
Yeah, that episode took a turn at the end. It was like, oh, we're having fun, and wall suddenly gets punched to a wall. Like, oh,
Right.
my dad, no.
And then we see a mysterious woman with pink hair, which we can only assume is Fiend's mom.
Hmm.
So we're just like, oh, I guess we get to meet all the parents. Yay!
It's funny
So
because
I
I
can't.
was playing before I watched this episode, I was playing the new Fire Emblem, and I was just like, oh, this is just Fire Emblem. It felt so much like Fire Emblem.
Wait, you said the new Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
I'm confused. How's that? If it's a new Fire Emblem, how should it not be like Fire Emblem? Is there supposed to be a difference?
Between this show and Fire Emblem?
Oh, oh, this show and
Yeah, I'm
Fire.
like, this show is. I played Fire Emblem before watching this episode, and I was like, oh, this episode it literally just feels like Fire Emblem, where it's
Hmm.
just a medieval fantasy where. I mean, this could just pass as a Fire Emblem game.
I mean,
Even the character design is very Fire Emblem esque.
that is true. That is actually true. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see what the mom is like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Tunrize, and I think that is it for our weekly reviews. I think we're done here.
All right. So, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Waifu War podcast, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you catch every episode as they go up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and join the party in our Discord, all linked in the description down below. You can even become a channel member or patron and join us for our weekly live watches. This season, we're watching Nagatoro and Vinland Saga. So, if that sounds interesting to you, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Tomorrow, last day of January, and then starts Black History Month. Get ready for all the puns, the posts, and the memes. It's gonna be a good time, a good month indeed.
Yes, and we will be looking forward to it. Until next time, this has been Sobroni, and
Do you do?
we'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.